Child, Carlos King want Destiny to give Portia tea so bad. I'm sorry, but Dirty Diana from Detroit could never give Portia the Williams tease exactly with that Cheetah Girls outfit she had on with the damn finger gloves in the confessional, that childish ass ponytail you got on in that damn promo video. Then we got Kimmy with her Sojourner Truth wig on, looking a mess. Bessemer back. Exactly. What else happened? Sandra needs to get jab slapped. And hold on. And Tisha, she's smart and dumb at the same time. Review over. The review is over, friend. Exactly. Nah, anyway, happy Sunday, girl. Happy Sunday. Sorry I didn't go live last night like I told y'all I was. But after I saw the episode, I was like, let me watch it again. And a lot of people was going live. I was like, okay, so let me just do a regular video for my friends. So happy Sunday. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. We're going to review Love and Marriage Huntsville. I know some of y'all don't. Whoever don't like it, this video all about Love and Marriage Huntsville, friend. Later on tonight, though, we're going to get part 2 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then I'm probably going to do another video or maybe go live sometime today with just some, random tea or whatever. But it's a lot going on in the streets. But this Love and Marriage Huntsville, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Exactly. If you ain't watched, don't worry. Because I'm going to tell y'all everything that happened. Y'all know, Lord. Exactly. Back from where I started. For those of y'all who don't know, when I first started doing reviews, I started doing reviews on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Exactly. Because y'all know I'm a construction girly, and then I go up for my Scorpio girly. But she not here. Y'all know who Miss... So I see a lot. I watched a few reviews. I seen a lot of people in the comments on Instagram talking about they miss Mel, they miss Mel. Tell me if you watched the episode. Tell me, it was Mel's presence missed? I still feel like she was the only person with the star and the wit and the funny, you know what I'm saying, that we need. But you know who missed Mel the most? Marsau. Big Hip Curvilicious is Curvilicious. Curvilicious missed her the most during this episode. And you could tell when he was having that back and forth with Wanda. He wasn't smiling like he usually smiled when he have his sit downs with, with Mel. Anyway, so let's talk about the episode. Let's get serious about this shit. Let me take a little sip. So we get like a little preview, like those quick little shots. We see Destiny kissing Twan. I told you, Destiny talked to Twan. This is all a legend in my opinion. I think Destiny talked to Twan and Lance is the storyline. Because I told you, Twan been around. Twan been around. If y'all follow Destinators, what do y'all call yourselves? Dirty Dianas, whoever Destiny fans is. All 5 of y'all. If y'all follow Destiny, y'all done seen Twan in the background. So I think she fuck with Twan. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, we see Tisha and Kimmy talking. And Tisha is telling Kimmy, oh, what about Destiny and Lance? Lance just had a baby. He needs to be telling people, if he out here having unprotected sex. And I'm like, come on, say I'm a bitch. Did Marsau even tell you which country he was in when he went to Africa? Was he in Nigeria? Was he in Sierra Leone? Was he in Johannesburg? Was he in Ghana? Girl, you should be the last bitch to be speaking about any man, any relationship, or any dating life. Seriously. Like, we didn't all accept it that Marsau done probably cheated on you and you okay with that. But don't talk now. Because if you agreeing, you win. Exactly. I guess, y'all. So, at the beginning of the episode, the first scene we see is Tisha and Marsau. We at Tisha and Marsau house. Tisha there with the kids. Tisha and Marsau, they got some cute kids. The kids are cute. We know the oldest just graduated high school. Then we see Macy and Mila. Shout out to Macy and Mila. I told y'all about the products or whatever. Marsau comes in. Then next thing you know, it's a knock at the door. No, first of First of all, you see the street. You see somebody driving up in the street, and it's Miss Wanda in her little Kia Sportage, her little Kia Sportage truck coming through the driveway, driving up to the house. Let's talk about the house for a second. We know that Scott Manor is Never Never Land. Last time we seen that, they were skimping on rebar. They poured the foundation. That was all we seen. And we seen a garage. I think that was the garage. The inside of Tisha and them house is tight. I love it. Love the decor. I'm not sure who designed it. It's black on black. I like the gold fixtures. I love the interior designing of their home. And once you get to the outside, for them to always, was it just me, friend? But for them to always be talking about how they millionaires and shit, y'all neighborhood don't give millionaire. Did y'all see when Miss Wanda was driving up the house, the surrounding homes? And they are on a corner lot. You can tell by how when Miss Wanda was driving up in her Kia Sportage truck, that it was the stop sign. So they was like on a regular street. Like, y'all don't live in no cul-de-sac. The other houses look like, I'ma give them $200,000. I'ma give them $200,000 homes. I'm giving y'all that. But it's just like, how are y'all millionaires and that's the home that you live in? Granted, the inside bad to the bone. The kitchen was bad to the bone. But don't y'all drive like Mercedes, Ferraris, Corvettes. Even when we went to Maurice and Kimmy and them house, the inside of the house was nice and it was decorated well. It looks like, you know, they did a lot of great renovations. But the outside of the house was an old flat brick home. How are y'all riding around in orange Corvettes and Porsche and we millionaires? How, Sway? How? Y'all homes don't look shit like these Atlanta. I'm not here to judge, but all I'm saying is if y'all walking around talking about how y'all millionaires and talking all of this shit, why do y'all live in these neighborhoods that don't look like it's $1 million home on the street? That's neither here nor there. Anyway, so Wanda come up, and the music that they was playing when Wanda was rolling in her, you know, Kia Sportage. Wanda gives me, she got a little tote thing with some E&J in her little cup and shit, and she listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire. She like, let me go over her. Okay, so anyway, so Wanda get there, child. They playing this boogeyman music and shit. So when she walks in the house, Tisha and I think the oldest daughter goes to greet Tisha. Did y'all peep? And I said this yesterday, but I'm glad we seen the whole episode. Did y'all peep that when Wanda walked in, Tisha and the oldest daughter went over there to hug Miss Wanda and shit, but the son and Mila was sitting there next to Marsau, and they was all looking like this bitch. They didn't budge. I was like, okay, well, you know, because they edited it out, so I'm not sure. Did they eventually go say, hey, grandma, go hug her? But when she initially walked in the house, they were sitting over there with Marsau like, like the same sentiments that Marsau have is giving the kids have. The kids have it too, especially the little girl. You would think I could see the son because he like what 17 or 18, but the youngest, it's giving, girl. Miss Wanda, you be talking all this shit. Get your affairs in order, child. Why your grandchildren didn't come run to you and give you no kiss as soon as you walk through that door? But I digress. Anyway, so then they go over to the couch and shit. Miss Wanda, she in there with her, you know, leopard Dolce and Gabbana on, y'all dirty assholes. You know, she got her poncho or whatever. She got her little Dolce and Gabbana purse. She got her little tennis shoes. She got her little French roll. What I will say, though, is Miss Wanda looked cute. Miss Wanda looked cute in that confessional with her bob. With her bob and that pink little outfit. Miss Wanda need to lay off the French rolls and the updos. Let that sock go and let them bobby pins. Just throw all the bobby pins you got in your house out. Because Miss Wanda looks like, she looks age appropriate, and she's a pretty lady. She looks pretty in that confessional with the bob and the pink. Anyway, so she starts grilling Marsau because she's sitting next to Marsau and she's like, I'm gonna sit right next to you. Marsau moves over to the other couch. It was like, what'd he say? He said, I gotta keep my enemies in front of me. I said, child, I promise I'm gonna use that. I gotta keep my enemies in front of me. Exactly. That goes out to y'all. Anyway, so Miss Wanda gets to asking him about the Martell. She said, you running like Martell. What's the tea with the whole Martell and the interview with the Harry Hines girl? For those of y'all who don't know, the Harry Hines girl is the light-skinned character girly that Martell and Arionne interview on YouTube. Remember, like last year or whatever? And she said that Marsau and Maurice was hitting her from the back. You know, they used to fuck around. Did y'all peep that Martell called her his girlfriend? When he was talking to Destiny, he was like, no, that's his girlfriend. I said, what? Marsau got a girlfriend and you gonna get her? I guess, child. Anyway, so Harry Hines, so they started talking about Harry Hines girl. So Miss Wanda was like, do you know her? Do you know her? Like the straight up answers. You know, like the straight up questions. And Marsau was like, I'm going to give you the same answer that I gave everybody else. And she was like, you ain't say shit. And he was like, exactly, bitch. Exactly, French roll. I'm not giving no motherfucking answers. And then Miss Wanda was like, well, you not giving an answer is embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? It's embarrassing for our family and all of this other stuff. My whole thing is, Miss Wanda, ever since we've known you, first of all, this whole scene reminded me of Miss Wanda. Remember when Miss Wanda tried to confront Marsau about the picture of his back? Remember when his fat back came out? The fat back and he was asleep. Remember when she was trying to confront him and ask him, was that him in the picture with the fat back laying on a girl bed? This scene is just a replication of the same thing. So it's giving, I know y'all didn't bring Miss Wanda back just to recycle a storyline of her trying to question Marsau about whether or not he's cheating. Because we're never going to get the fucking answer. I'm sorry, Miss Wanda. Your daughter is dumb. She wants to be dumb. And she don't give a fuck about none of that. Because then we see Tisha in the damn confessional. And Tisha said, we got our own way of communication. I have no doubt or no concern because he's proved that he's protected me over the years. I don't know if I want to have this level of delusion because Marsau did say that him and Tisha been married like for the longest, I guess 10 or 20 years or whatever, the longest in Scott history. Because, bitch, how has Marsau protected you over the years when we've seen you on camera try to pull answers out of him and he didn't give you straight answers? And how is it that you have no doubt or no concern when we've seen your insecurities scream through our television screen? Remember when they had that party and the girl from Ready to Love was there and Tisha felt some type of way and it was like a whole debacle? So Tisha, you're lying. Like I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm in for a few episodes, but y'all know how I get. If this shit ain't popping, I'm leaving. Because if y'all gonna recycle this shit and have Tisha in my face lying, talking about some, I'm not tripping, I have no doubt or no concern. Bitch, you always say that, but we always find out that you depressed behind the scenes. We see on a reunion, we always heard Kimmy, Maurice, even in this last little sit down she had with Carlos King, she was talking, I was so depressed and I was going through it and I was telling people that I didn't have my back and So bitch, stop trying to act like, oh my God, I have no doubt, I have no concern. You just doing this for the cameras, bitch, because behind the cameras you crying and dying. And I'm sorry. I am not here for a whole new season of Tisha and Marsau and I have no doubt and no concern. He's always protected me over the years. Well, bitch, why did you say at the damn ring store that y'all was getting ready to be, y'all was damn near separated? What the fuck was that about, bitch? Let's talk about that shit. And if you have no doubt or no concern, why are you begging him to wear his wedding ring? Bitch, let's talk. Don't have me out here on no Saturday night because I could have been seeing a man about a dog. And when I tell y'all, If I told you. The moral of the story is, I could have been seeing a man about a big dog. Exactly. She don't want a little man. She want a big dog. I could have been seeing a man about a big dog. So don't have me out here on my Saturday night fucking with you, Carlos King, while you trying to transform Destiny into a Portia Williams, and you got Letitia talking about something. I have no concern. He's my protector. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Yes, the fuck you do, bitch. You was just at the ring store talking about he won't wear his damn ring. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Anyway, so we got the same little, I guess Miss Wanda came back to say the shit that Tisha punk ass scared to say and ask or whatever. But this was the best part of this little scene with Marsau. And let me hurry up because I'm talking a lot. This was the best part. Do y'all notice, compared to season 1 and season 2, when Miss Wanda be trying to go in on Marsau and shit, during this episode, Marsau was over there sitting on the couch like this. You know how when you just get stone-faced and all you can do is look at a motherfucker because you're not going to engage with him? Marsau stopped engaging with her. So, Carlos King, if your whole point in bringing Miss Wanda back was to be messy and get, and I seen a lot of people like, ooh, Miss Wanda gonna get Marsau. She gonna tell Marsau. I don't think so. I think that Marsau is seasoned in the game now, and I don't think he's gonna engage with her like that. You see how that whole scene fell flat? Because Miss Wanda was supposed to engage Marsau so they could talk about the Martell thing and have like a back and forth and really give us something. And it started that way, but Marsau was like, I ain't saying nothing. And even when she was talking, he was just looking her dead in her face. He didn't engage with her. We're not going to get that drama that you thought you was going to get between Miss Wanda and Marsau. You know what Marsau's face was telling me? Marsau was sitting there looking at her like, damn, I miss Mel. I wonder what Mel doing. What time her TikTok live start? I need me some more moisturizing lemon balm. Exactly. Some lemon lip scrub. Exactly. Shout out to Mel. Exactly. Because, my baby, when I tell y'all that facial, baby, I don't care what nobody say. That facial cleansing spray, and then I just started using my moisturizer because it was in my drawer or whatever. I had forgot about it. But, baby, anyway, shout out to you, Mel girl. We all miss you, but don't nobody miss you more than Marsau. And this scene just let me know that Marsau miss you. Because at least if he gonna go back and forth with somebody, at least it could be Mel. You know, because he, you know, even when Mel tell him off, he smirk a little bit. You know, and smile a little bit. He was looking at Wanda like, why did I get married? He was giving why did I get married tease. Anyway, but Wanda is back with her French roll. She heard from Bessemer. Let's keep it moving. Anyway, so then we get a scene with Kimmy, Maurice, and Kimmy, Maurice, and Monster, who is Maurice Jr. He graduated. He's been grown up to be. I will say this, the Scott brothers have raised some nice young men. I seen like all of them during a little graduation or whatever. And it's a blessing that all of these little young black men, they didn't graduate high school. Hopefully they going on to college. They ain't got no babies. Shut up. Exactly. Y'all did something right. Exactly. Anyway, so we at Kimmy and them house. Mind you, like I said, I like the decor on the inside of their home. But the outside gave a $200,000 home, which, mind you, a $200,000 home is not a bad thing. But y'all around here acting like, oh, we millionaires, we that. No, y'all house don't even look better than little scrappy house. Exactly. What are y'all doing? Anyway, it's giving you trying to front like you that and you not really that. Especially Maurice. Don't he got like an orange Corvette or some shit like that? Pulling up to that home. You should have invested half of that car into that home. But I digress. Anyway, so he's talking to Monster, Maurice Jr. And he's asking him, so did you hear about the DUI? And he's like, yeah, my friends mentioned it. They was laughing and they was cracking jokes and shit. Then Maurice says, oh, well, was they cracking jokes when the case got dismissed? You bald head bitch. These are kids. They don't give a fuck about none of that. Yeah, because they'll tell the story, but they don't tell you when the case got dismissed. First of all, the case got dismissed on a technicality, on some administrative type of shit. That don't negate the fact that your whole ass was still out at 11 o'clock in the morning. Monster ain't no child. That boy is 18 years old. He already know what time it is. Somebody probably done told him, oh yeah, man, your daddy mess with my auntie. He be at Aunt Kim's house. Exactly. Girl, fuck him. And it's crazy because Kimmy in her confession was like, I'm glad that the due process of law worked out and, you know, and the charges were dropped. This why y'all was mad at Mel last season, because Mel wanted to get into the logistics of your man not being at home at 11 o'clock and maybe had some lipstick on his shit, and you was at Credit One looking for your husband and he got arrested allegedly. That's what the tea is. And are we going to talk about Marsau being arrested? Let's talk about some real shit. But that's why they glad that Mel is gone, because Kimmy can say, oh yeah, it was just a little mistake, and within the due process of the law, everything is done. Fuck you, big girl. I'm sorry. Kimmy irks my spirit. Kimmy irks my spirit. And she looks so fake in the confessional saying that. Even Monster, if y'all notice, when he walked upstairs, he was looking like, man, you dumbass motherfucker. They need to put a mic on Monster, on Maurice Jr., because his face, when he walked upstairs, told it all. Exactly. Let the kids talk. Exactly. Because the grown people full of shit. Anyway, so Kimmy starts talking about Jordan Lane. That's her new restaurant. Marsau is working on it. And of course, she talks about how Marsau takes all day to finish a project. Marsau, we've been working on Scott Manor for about 17,000 years. Exactly. And didn't Chris Fletcher say that when he was talking about building his real estate brokerage office? He needs a new office and he's doing it in North Huntsville. Miss Nell was like, why don't you get Marsau? He was like, I want this shit to be done before 2020. Marsau, get your shit together, boy. Anyway, what else we talk about? So we talk about her restaurant. Then she was talking about how it take too long. She said she met with Tisha. Tisha is uncomfortable, and I guess it's tight at the house. So she ready for her, you know, her new house to get built. Never Neverland. I'm going to call it Never Neverland until it get built. What did you see? Sticks and dirt. Sticks and dirt, exactly. Anyway, so then Kimmy mentions that when she was talking to Tisha, Tisha gave her the tea on Chris Fletcher. And Chris Fletcher said that, hey, he ain't on this shit. Marsau and Maurice are the type to make the girl sign NDAs. So this is where we get the whole NDA conversation, which I told y'all when I reviewed the episode last year. I was like, I know this is going to start the Fletchers and the Scotts beef about the whole NDA shit and him not being able to build homes. So then Kimmy asks Maurice, she's like, so did you have a side chick to sign the NDAs? Did you have a side chick to sign the NDAs? And Maurice is like, well, no, baby. I've never had a side chick to sign an NDA. I haven't had anybody to sign an NDA. And she like, duh, bitch. She's like, is this the right answer you want to say? And he doubled down like, do 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 do. Yes, that's what I said, baby. She like, dumb bitch. You supposed to say that you ain't got no side chick. And did he ever deny it? Absolutely not. First of all, like I told y'all a long time ago, I think they swingers. This is all allegedly in my opinion. I think they swingers. The parties that they have at Credit One, remember when Martell said Trish was at one of Marsau and Maurice's parties? I think they swingers. And the way Kimmy was all over Tisha and stuff, mind you, by the time I post this video, go look at my shorts when you get done with this video. Last night at the premiere party, look at the video and then come back and comment. Kimmy was dancing with this lady, and her and the lady was all up on each other. Tisha Tisha posted it on her Instagram. Like I said, I'm going to post the short. And it's giving, Kimmy, you like the girlies too. Which is all good if you like the girlies too. But like, if you like the girlies, do y'all have, like I said, I think they swingers. That's the moral of the story. Anyway, so yeah, Maurice was playing stupid. He never said he ain't had no side chick. He just said he don't have nobody to sign no NDA. Let's move on. Then we get Destiny and Martell. First of all, this is why I said that Carlos King want Destiny to be like a Portia so bad. Because they're trying to present her like she's this single boss girl dating around with the fashions and she's that girl. Destiny is not that girl. She's never been that girl, which is crazy because she's from Detroit and Detroit has some of the most beautiful women in the world. But it's just not clicking. From that Cheetah Girls confessional outfit, this girl had on a leopard print thing with the finger gloves, trying to give a Portia moment. You know, with the when Portia had on that little them different colors with the high pony and the finger. Baby, it wasn't giving that. And then you had like on a corset type of thing on top of the girl. That you get an F on your test. And then when she came into the office, this girl had on an Amazon dress, and I don't give a fuck about what none of y'all talking about, friend. What I don't give a fuck about is what y'all talking about. You can't pay me to believe that Destiny didn't get that dress from Amazon. You want to know how I know? Because I got a dress like that and I got a 2-piece set like that. From Amazon. Exactly. And a size 2X. Exactly. Girl, and then she had a portfolio. Where are you going? Because y'all ain't talking about no business. Where's the storage facility? Then she gave Martell a candle. Martell comes in. He like, okay, thanks for the candle. Destiny then went from Madani, a real store selling Echo Gel. Then she went to the e-commerce shit, the storage facility. And now you a real estate agent. I guess you had your license all this time. Why didn't we ever see you selling a home? So they start out with her talking to Martell about getting a listing. Martell is like, I already promised this listing to 2 other people, but bitch, I guess. I'm sorry. If you want to get your home sold, I'm sure he's going to give his listing to probably Chris Fletcher or some seasoned real estate agents who actually sell homes. Exactly. So you lost that one. And I hated that damn big ass wig that Destiny had on in this scene too. So then they started talking about she wanted to get the listing. Then Martell tells us about Arionne, and he mentions Arionne's name. They show us a picture of Arionne with the little baby. He said he's trying to get her through nursing school and was like, yeah, if she get her shit together, then she probably can earn a ring. That man don't like you like that. You're just convenient and you probably suck you probably suck the skin off of it. And that's why he keeps you around. Because any man that really wants to marry you, he's not waiting until you complete nursing school, or he's not saying something like, if you get your shit together, you might get a ring. Because when he really loves you, he's going to give you a ring regardless. Like, that's crazy. Anyway, so he talks about how he used to call her a peasant. So, you know, he's trying to upgrade his peasant so she could be better. It's giving we're going to see Arionne this season. I think we're 100% going to see her because they're naming her and they're using her likeness. They use my likeness. They use my likeness. Exactly. So the fact that they saying her name and using her picture and shit, it's giving she signed a release and she's going to be on the show this season. So put a pin in that. I think her and Tisha gonna end up getting into it because Tisha was talking shit about her when they was getting into it or whatever, and the whole side chick shit. So whatever. Anyway, then they talk about Lance for a minute. She like, Lance is busy. I got attacked online. Y'all know the story about the side baby. We didn't talk about that. Then we talk about the Scott video. And Martell was like, bitch, whenever you get through, this bitch was talking all of this shit, so I had to shut him up. And he was like, notice he ain't said shit. I hate to be on a bald head bitch like Martell's side, but I'm on this bald head bitch side. Exactly, because let's not act like Tisha wasn't on Carlos King's show calling him gay. Is he going to address the gay rumors? But I'm sorry, Martell, as a grown-ass man, if somebody call you gay and you really not gay, you can take it to hell with them. Which, mind you, he said Tisha was in the back of a Buick getting bust down too, but the gloves are already off. So for Destiny to be like, you should just let it go and go back to being a pillar of the community. First of all, this nigga ain't a pillar of shit. Let's be clear. Martell ain't shit. He ain't a pillar of shit. But I'm with Martell on this, and she was like, okay, well, shake on it or something. Martell was like, no. Because if they say something, I'm going to take it further. It's giving Kendrick Lamar. Like, bitch, I can take it further. Stop playing with me. And I will say, Marsau ain't said shit. You see when Miss Wanda tried to give him to give a response, he said no response. And he's standing on no response. So I don't know if he told Tisha something in private, but to the public, he ain't saying shit. And you know the reason why he not saying shit? Because he knows that Martell does hold all of his secrets. And he just gonna act like he's acting like he's playing the high road because he don't want Martell. He don't want Martell to unload the clip on his ass. I'm sorry, Marsau. You was talking all of that shit. Marsau talks the most shit and is the funniest. He was cracking all of those jokes for years. And now Martell got your scrotum in his hand. And he like, bitch, I dare you say another word. Because I don't think Marsau thought that Martell would take it that far with the interview with the Harry Hines girl. So Martell just showed him, bitch, I'll take it there. And Marsau don't want no parts. I'm sorry, girl. Exactly. That's how it went down. Anyway, so then we get to Ken and Marquez. They have a little meetup. Ken is like, I can't take your place. I want you to be in the kid's life. Trish don't trust you. Yada, yada, yada. It was kind of redundant. Then we get Ken Lee and Marques. Not Ken Lee and Marques. We get Nell and Martell. So we go over to Nell and Martell house. Not Nell. I keep saying Nell and Martell. We get to Nell and Chris Fletcher house. What I will say is, if out of all of the couples, I would believe that Chris Fletcher and Nell are millionaires. Their home gives millionaire. It gives huge entrance, tall ceilings, Mind you, it needs to be remodeled. Whatever interior designer Tisha and them got, Miss Nell need to get. But their home gives tons of square footage. You know what I'm saying? It don't give a flat house on the corner. Anyway, so we get to Miss Nell and them house. Miss Nell is telling Chris Fletcher how she may need to help Lance. It seems like he's having issues with the new baby. Lance got 3 kids, and then little Chris just had a baby too, which is crazy because I'm friends with little Chris Fletcher on Instagram. I follow him or whatever. I ain't seen no babies. Where's that baby at? What about that baby? Shout out to Kelly. What about that baby? Exactly. Anyway, shout out to Kelly. I still think Kelly is the one who set up Angela, but we'll talk about housewives later. Anyway, so she's saying Lance struggling. They may need to help his ass. I did like Miss Nell's confessional look. She looked really cute in the confessional. In that green, it was age appropriate. Her hair was pulled back. Miss Nell looked really cute in her confessional. I'll give her that. Then Martell comes over. He like, Miss Nell sent for me. They start talking about the Polo Classic picture, the infamous picture. Remember when Miss Nell and Arionne looked like they was talking and everybody was talking about how she was being a fake ass bitch to Mel, which we found out that Nell was a fake ass bitch to Mel at the end of the day. So even though I'm team Miss Nell this season versus Kimmy and Tisha because it's giving y'all finna try to gang up on her, I still feel like Miss Nell, this is your karma because you should have rolled with your Scorpio sister that had your back this whole time. But you felt some type of way about Mel, and now look at you. Exactly. So Miss Nell immediately started getting in Martell ass about setting her up because she feel like he set up the picture. And he was like, no, I would never set up no picture like that. And I want an apology. Boy, fuck you. And I hate the fact that Chris Fletcher never interjects and checks Martell as far as like they little situation is concerned. Because let's be clear, Martell has called Miss Nell a side chick, which we know that to be true now. But why don't Chris Fletcher gives Marsau, except I feel like Chris Fletcher is smarter than Marsau. Because Martell said him and Chris Fletcher talk every day. It's giving whatever little dirt Chris Fletcher does, Martell knows it, and Chris Fletcher know not to take it too far or not to get Martell hype, or Martell gonna tell his secrets too. That's why he straddles the fence, and he doesn't even like fight back as far as I'm concerned with Martell. So anyway, they started talking about that. What else they talk about? That was pretty much it. They asked him about the Scotts and why Martell did the video on the Scott. So everybody want to know, like, why did you, front the Scott brothers out? My only problem with this scene was, why the fuck we didn't talk about Lexi? Lexi literally did like a 500-page, a 500-part series about the whole family and broke y'all down kindergarten style. She talked about Miss Nell, the siblings, her daddy. In conclusion, fuck all of y'all. Shout out to Lexi. Shout out to Lexi. Exactly. So I know y'all not finna come back and not address, if we talking about what happened on the internet, that was the biggest thing for weeks on the internet. Can we address her saying that, Chris Fletcher, you're a bad daddy. You didn't help me. Y'all played favoritism. Miss Nell, you a pit bull and a hound dog. You a side chick. Are we going to address the shit that Lexi said about the Fletchers? If y'all going to be on her, we going to talk about it. Y'all clip everything else. Did y'all reach out to Lexi so y'all can clip a part of her video? If y'all don't, I probably got it in one of my old videos because I reviewed it. Anyway, I guess. Then we get to Ken and Trish. They in the car. They getting ready to start a new gym. And Ken is telling her, hey, I met up with Marquez the other day. She don't trust him. She feels like Marquez is just around to start drama. And she said, I liked it better when he wasn't around. Trish, baby, that's their daddy. When she said that, so later on, I'll get to that. But she did say later on, she was like, Marquez said, you ruining our kids or something like that. The fact that she said, I liked it better when Marquez wasn't around. He has to be around. If you love your kids, you want them to have a relationship with their father. So he has to be around, not necessarily be around you physically, but you have to know that he's around so he can have a relationship with the kids. Because now we know Marquez had moved to Huntsville, or he back in Huntsville. Anyway, another thing, while they was in a truck, I'm not sure if y'all peeped this, but did y'all peep when he was in a truck, when Ken and Trish was in a truck? Ken said that he wanted Trish to be more, he was like, I want you to be more confident in me because I got your back. And Trish just looked, and Trish didn't respond. Trish, don't listen to Ken. I know Ken comes off as a nice guy, but I'm not sure if y'all on my Instagram, and I showed y'all how he wowed out on that podcast with that boy Will, his friend Will, who gonna be on the show. Ken has a temper. Ken is a Scorpio. Y'all know how Scorpio males are diabolical. I'm not saying Ken is diabolical, but the way he wowed out on that podcast, I don't think Ken is this good guy. And I said this last season, and I still believe it. The fact that he sat in that car and told Trish, I want you to be more confident in me. I got your back. Trish, don't believe it, because let's not forget on the finale episode, as soon as you piss this man off, he put all of your business out there and was talking about all of the shit he did for you. He was talking about your car on the side of the road. He pay all of these bills, and he thinks that when he leaves, all of this shit can come tumbling down. Don't put all your eggs in a basket with Ken, because he already let you know on that season finale. Mind you, and this is what we seen on camera, so we don't know what really goes on in that house. But as soon as he got mad at you, he went, which she was gaslighting him and pissed. I can see why he was pissed off. But when a man is mad, the shit that comes out of his mouth, he letting you know that, bitch, I make all of this shit go around, and your car was on the side of the road, and without me ain't shit. That's not a man that you put all your trust in and be confident in him, because the second he get mad, he gonna go off on your ass and he can take it all back. I noticed Trish didn't say nothing. Trish, you better watch out for Ken, child. Anyway, so then we get to Trish house. Trish in the house, and Sharon come over. She said she been knowing Sharon from the gym for 4 years. And I'm not body shaming nobody, because I don't know where Trish came from, and I need to get in the gym. But Trish, like I said, Trish need to get jab slapped, because Sharon was doing too much. So Sharon comes in sitting down, and they start talking about Marquez. And Trish is like, oh, it's peaceful with Marquez out the picture. And Sharon is just chiming in. And then Marquez walks in the house, and we find out that Sharon has never met Marquez. The way Sharon was chiming in the conversation, bitch, if you never met him, what the fuck? Sharon was talking too much for me. I don't know. I don't know how y'all get down, but I'll tell you about my problems and shit. But bitch, don't do too much. Don't do too much, and don't talk too much. So they divorce not final, but like I said, when Marquez walked in, Trish was like, oh, he just walked in my house and he don't have no key or nothing. We found out from Marquez, in case y'all didn't know, Marquez said that when he pulled up to the house, they were filming and the door was unlocked. Like the production, trucks was out there, so he knew that they was filming. And the house, the door was unlocked, and that's why he walked in. But when he walked in, Sharon was giving him a lot of energy. And he was like, do you know me? Have we ever met? And she was like, I told you I don't know you, but what that mean? And he like, bitch, because you got energy and you said you wanted to talk to me like you know me. And you don't fucking know me, bitch. And then Trish is like, oh, I'm getting pissed off. I'm about to go tit for tat with him because he's arguing with Sharon in my house and he don't know her. Bitch, he don't know her and she don't know him. Why the fuck did she even have anything to say? Sharon was completely out of line. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck if I just told you, bitch, if I hit this nigga, you follow up and we finna jump him in the house. You don't disrespect. First of all, Sharon was being disrespectful to you, Trish. Outside of her disrespecting Marquez, she was being disrespectful to you as a woman. There's no way another woman should be talking to your husband, ex-husband, any man that darkened your door. There's no way that you feel that sassy where you can get that sassy with. No. Sharon was so out of line. And I'm sorry. It's a blessing that Marquez didn't curse her ass out. It's a blessing that he didn't curse her out, because I would have cursed that bitch out. Who the fuck is you talking to? Bitch, I don't know you. We don't even know you like that. You've been knowing this girl for 4 years. I've been knowing her since high school. Fuck is you. Fuck out of here, French girl. Fuck Sharon. Don't bring Sharon back. Sharon wanted a moment. Sharon wanted to be on TV. And I don't fuck with Sharon. I don't like Sharon at all. Anyway, so they end up getting into it. Marquez mentioned, I don't know how this came. You could tell a lot of this was edited out. It was like heavy editing on this scene, because some of the parts didn't go. Like the argument didn't flow. But Marquez mentions, you should be ashamed of how you doing our kids. And I'm like, how is she doing the kids? But by Trish saying she glad Marquez is not around, all of this other stuff, and for Ken to want to mend a relationship and have a co-parenting situation with him, and you know how men, they can kind of resonate with each other. It's giving you don't want the kids to have a relationship with Marquez because you don't like Marquez. And maybe that's why Ken is trying to forge a relationship. But we know he a clout whore too, because he wants to be a model and an actor with that geriatric old ass face of his. So I don't know if Ken is doing it for a storyline, or he actually, as a man, like, hey, he should be able to be in these kids' life. Not trying to say she keeping him away from the kids. But for him to say that, and then the son, Xavier, was like, man, just go outside, just go outside. And Xavier appeared out of nowhere, probably because he heard the arguments and shit. And even the way Ken was going off on Trish during the season finale last season, it's giving it may be toxic in that house. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, do your kids hear you arguing with Marquez, Ken, and these men all of the time? I don't know. Anyway, so that was kind of the end of the episode. Marquez proceeds to take his ass outside. We see like a little snippet of what's gonna happen this season. Destiny and Twan, Miss Nell godson, gonna be kissing and doing all of the things, which I'm sorry. I don't want to call you a hoe from Detroit, but talking to somebody godson, so if that's Miss Nell godson, that's Lance's god brother. That's kind of hoish. Girl, you've been connected to a lot of dudes. Get that coochie a rest, friend. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna talk about Lance lying about the baby. Kimmy, Wanda, and Tisha basically gonna try to double team Miss Nell. I hope Miss Nell come out swinging, and I hope the niece show up. Like Miss Nell, I don't like how they trying to play it like Miss Nell ain't got no backup. Because Miss Nell got a daughter and a niece. Exactly. Anyway, I hope Miss Nell get with these hoes. And then Maurice gonna be mad at Martell about the whole Harry Hines situation and gonna confront him, talking about something. What my dick look like? Boy, don't nobody want to see that little 6 inches pink. Probably ain't circumcised. Don't nobody want to see that little uncircumcised thing, child. Exactly. I can tell you not packing because you overcompensate with the car. I guess, child. Anyway, so tell me what y'all thought about the episode. It's kind of giving recycled storylines. Wondering if Marsau and Maurice cheated. They never go admit it. Miss Wanda trying to go at Marsau, Ken, Trish, and, you know, I wish I would have gave us some new couples with some new shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I firmly believe y'all should have kept Sonny and Moses on here. Because they would have gave y'all some St. Louis flavor. They got a lot of going on. They actually do real estate, not like Destiny claims she do. Exactly. They actually have some real estate shit going on and some shit popping off. Exactly. So, I don't know. Tell me what y'all thought about the episode. I told y'all I'm going to watch a few episodes, but if it get boring, I'm out. I'm out because all the Queen's men coming back on. Excuse me. And then later on tonight, we still gonna watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. Ooh, we gonna talk about Shamia being a fake ass bitch. My favorite subject. Exactly. Anyway, so tell me what y'all thought about the episode. Tisha and them and Tisha talking about some she confident in Marsau. I guess the Harry Hines thing gonna blow up. I think we gonna see Arionne because they talking about her. She going to nursing school. Hopefully one of the nurses can take her braces off. Finally, dust mite. Exactly. And Kimmy getting on my nerves with that long ass witch nose. She look like a witch. And I hate that hair. Take that damn hair off. Girl, fuck her. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later, friend. Have a happy Sunday. Y'all know I reply to all of my comments. At least I be trying to, but I read all of them. And make sure you subscribe. I'll talk to you later, friend.